As we move through life and the years add up, it's not uncommon to feel that the world is changing faster than we can keep up. You're certainly not alone in this. Many people your age face similar struggles, wondering if life lived independently can be fulfilling and manageable. But here's a thought: what if avoiding a few common missteps could make your journey far more enjoyable, even inspiring? In this video, we'll explore those essential things you should steer clear of to create a life that isn't just about getting by, but genuinely thriving in your later years. Stick with us until the end, and we'll cover it all, from keeping loneliness at bay and staying healthy, to building a safe, nurturing environment and keeping your finances organized. If you're ready to embrace this stage of life and savor the independence you've earned, you're going to find these tips in value. Let's dive in with a positive outlook, ready to make these golden years some of your best yet. If you haven't already, I'd love for you to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any videos filled with advice and stories that could make a difference in your life. And if you find value in today's topic, feel free to like and share. Your support means a lot to me. Now let's jump right in. First, let's talk about something that's all too easy to slip into: complete isolation. As we get older and circumstances change, it's far too common for people to find themselves retreating from the outside world, sometimes without even noticing it happening. Days turn into weeks, then months, and suddenly you're left with a quiet that once felt peaceful but now feels hollow. I've heard so many stories of older folks who, despite their best intentions, ended up losing touch with friends, family, and even the parts of the world that used to bring them joy. The slide into isolation can feel gradual, but it has a way of slowly diminishing your sense of purpose and happiness. That's why it's essential to be proactive about staying connected. This doesn't mean you have to force yourself into big, exhausted gatherings. Small steps often make the biggest impact. Consider joining a social group, even a virtual one, or attending local gatherings. Imagine a weekly phone call with a loved one where laughter fills the space between words, or a simple visit to a nearby community event where familiar faces greet you with warmth and friendliness. I remember hearing about a woman who began volunteering at a local shelter once a week. At first, she was unsure, but before long, that one day became the highlight of her week, filling her life with friendships and connections she hadn't expected. By taking even small steps to stay connected, you're protecting yourself against isolation and embracing the beauty of shared moments. These moments, brief as they may be, can truly rekindle a sense of joy and remind you that life is best lived in connection with others. Staying connected isn't just about having company. It's about fully engaging with life and appreciating the richness of the experiences we share with others. It might feel like an effort at first, but the warmth, love, and shared laughter are well worth it. Next, let's look at something equally important. Your health. Living alone often lulls us into a false sense of security, and without someone to remind you of daily routines or encourage a doctor's visit, it's easy to let things slip. But the risk grows with age. There's no one to nudge you about taking medication or keeping up with appointments, so staying healthy becomes a task that requires genuine commitment. I once read about a gentleman who kept putting off doctor's visits, always thinking, "I'll go next week," but the weeks kept slipping by, and small health issues quietly grew into larger problems. His story was filled with regret. He wished he had taken his health more seriously, while he could have made a difference. Let this be a reminder: don't delay when it comes to your health. Write down reminders in a calendar or set them on your phone. If that's easier, little actions like a daily walk or a gentle stretching routine can do wonders over time. Imagine walking outside, feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin, breathing in the fresh air, and allowing yourself a few minutes of peace. These routines might seem small, but they're incredibly powerful over time. And let's not forget that mental health is just as important as physical health. Living alone can sometimes bring up feelings of loneliness or anxiety, and bottling those emotions inside is a slippery slope. Talking to a trusted friend, family member, or even a professional can be incredibly healing, and there's absolutely no shame in it. Your emotional well-being deserves just as much care as your physical health. Taking time for yourself in this way isn't simply about ticking off a task. It's an act of kindness to yourself, a way to invest in your own happiness and future. After all, when you feel your best, life opens up, and you're free to enjoy it to the fullest. Let's move on to safety. It's easy to feel confident handling daily tasks alone, especially if you've been doing it for years. But as we age, it becomes more and more essential to make safety a priority. Sometimes we overlook these things, telling ourselves, "I've always been fine," but it takes only one unexpected moment to change everything. Taking safety precautions might be one of the simplest yet most effective ways to protect yourself. I remember reading about a woman who had a minor fall in her kitchen. While not life-threatening, she couldn't reach her phone and spent hours alone. That experience was eye-opening, and she invested in a personal emergency response system, a device where help is just a press of a button away. That small change brought her peace of mind, knowing that if she needed help, she wasn't alone. Making little changes in your home can make all the difference in safety. Good lighting, especially in stairways, hallways, and bathrooms, is crucial. A simple misplaced step in a dark area can cause a serious accident, which is preventable. Think about ensuring your home is well lit, not just for convenience, but as a measure of safety. There's also home security to consider. It may feel excessive, but simple things like security cameras or having a neighbor check in periodically can offer that extra layer of security. It's not about fear or anxiety, but about protecting the independence you value. Living in a space where you feel safe brings a level of comfort that enhances your quality of life. These measures are acts of care you give yourself, showing that you value your well-being and want to keep enjoying life comfortably and safely. Next, we need to touch on habits. Living alone brings freedom, but it also removes the accountability that comes with living with others. This independence is empowering, but it also opens the door for less than ideal habits to take root. Perhaps it begins with skipping a meal or sitting on the couch a bit longer than planned without intending to. These small habits can grow into larger patterns that aren't the best for us. I once heard a story about a woman who found herself turning to comfort foods and TV to fill her days after losing her spouse over time. These habits affected both her body and her mind. It wasn't until she felt the toll on her health that she decided to make a change. She started by preparing simple, nourishing meals and setting small goals, like taking a short walk each day. She didn't try to transform everything overnight. She just focused on small, realistic adjustments that gradually helped her feel more energetic and connected to herself. It wasn't about perfection, but about showing up for herself in small, sustainable ways. Consider what small goals you might set. Perhaps it's a few healthy meals a week, or a daily stroll, or maybe even a hobby that gets you moving. Remember, it's not about achieving some unrealistic ideal. It's about valuing your well-being, giving yourself the gift of health, and creating a lifestyle that supports your vitality. And then there's the question of your home itself. Over the years, your home has been the center of countless memories. The walls hold laughter and love, and it's only natural to feel a deep attachment. But as life moves forward, maintaining a larger home can become more physically and emotionally taxing. Many people hold on to their homes out of a sense of duty or nostalgia, but sometimes this choice takes a greater toll than we realize. One story that stands out to me is about a woman who had raised her family in a large, beautiful home after her children moved out. She spent years trying to keep up with the endless cleaning, yard work and repairs she held on, feeling guilty, even considering downsizing, as though moving would somehow be letting go of all those years of memories. But over time, she found that the upkeep was slowly draining her energy and her spirit. Eventually, she realized that by clinging to a space that no longer suited her needs, she was depriving herself of the freedom to live comfortably and peacefully. After some soul-searching, she made the difficult decision to downsize. She moved into a smaller, more manageable home, and almost immediately felt a weight lifted from her shoulders. For the first time in years, she was able to relax without the constant pressure of maintenance looming over her. The transition wasn't easy, but it brought her a renewed sense of freedom to enjoy her days without being tied to chores and upkeep. Downsizing isn't the right choice for everyone, but it's worth considering how much space and responsibility you truly want at this stage of life. If staying in your current home is what feels best, that's absolutely okay. Just remember, there's no shame in asking for help with upkeep. Maybe it's hiring someone to handle the lawn or clean the house, or perhaps even having a family member help with repairs. Your home should be a place of peace, a sanctuary where you can recharge, not a burden that wears you down. Whether it's through downsizing or enlisting a little extra help, make choices that allow you to live comfortably and focus on what truly matters as we talk about making life simpler. Another essential point to touch on is finding a sense of purpose. One of the biggest challenges of living alone, particularly after retirement or the loss of a partner, is that creeping feeling that your days lack meaning without the routines of work or the presence of loved ones to care for. It can feel as though time just drifts by without purpose. I've heard countless stories from older adults who describe feeling as though they're simply passing the days, longing for a reason to get up in the morning. But here's the truth. Your life still holds incredible value. No matter your age or situation, there are always new things to learn, passions to explore, and contributions to make. This stage of life is a perfect time to rediscover hobbies or interests that you may have set aside during the busy years of raising a family or working. Perhaps you've always wanted to paint or learn an instrument, or maybe gardening has brought you a sense of peace. These interests aren't just hobbies, they're ways to keep your mind sharp, your heart fulfilled, and your days meaningful. One particularly touching story I remember is about a man who decided to volunteer as a mentor for young people in his community. At first, he was unsure if he could really make a difference, but over time, he found that guiding and encouraging others gave his life a renewed sense of purpose. It wasn't just about teaching skills. It was about sharing his life experiences, his wisdom, and feeling that he was contributing something valuable to the world. Those connections became a profound source of satisfaction and belonging for him. So if you're searching for purpose, consider starting with something small. It could be a new skill, volunteering, or reconnecting with an old passion. Keep exploring, even if it's just one small step at a time. Living alone doesn't mean living without purpose. In fact, it means you have the freedom to design your days in ways that truly bring you joy and fulfillment. Life is still full of possibilities, and each day is an opportunity to rediscover the things that make you feel alive. As we talk about independence, it's essential to remember that independence doesn't mean doing everything on your own. One of the most common yet rarely spoken struggles of living alone as we age is the feeling that we have to handle everything ourselves. There's often a sense of pride in maintaining independence, a quiet determination to prove that you're still capable and self-sufficient. But let me tell you, asking for help doesn't take away from your independence. It strengthens it. Knowing when to lean on others can be one of the most empowering choices you make. I recall a story shared by a woman who was hesitant to ask her adult children for help. She worried that reaching out would somehow signal a loss of independence or make them think she was struggling. But as time went on, she realized that asking for help didn't diminish her. It simply meant she had a network of people who cared about her. Her children were more than willing to step in, and the support they provided lifted a great deal of stress from her life. With that extra help, she was able to focus on the things she loved without feeling overwhelmed by the daily demands of life alone. You don't have to carry every burden on your own. Maybe it's asking a neighbor to pick up groceries or hiring someone to assist with house maintenance. These small gestures of support don't take away from your independence. They give you more freedom to enjoy life without exhaustion or stress. There's a unique strength in knowing when to ask for help, and it's a gift you deserve to give yourself. Community and connection are here to support you, and you don't have to navigate everything alone. Your home environment is another area that holds more power over your well-being than you might realize. Living alone provides the freedom to shape your space exactly as you like it, but it also makes it easy to let things slip without someone else around. It's tempting to let small tasks pile up or let clutter accumulate, but over time, this clutter can start to weigh on you, not just physically, but emotionally as well. One story that resonates is from a woman who found herself slowly losing interest in keeping up with her home after her husband passed. Things started to pile up: unfinished projects, stacks of papers, cluttered corners. The house, which had once felt like a sanctuary, started feeling overwhelming. It wasn't until a close friend visited and helped her declutter that she realized how much her environment had been affecting her mood and peace of mind. Her home had become a reflection of the inner chaos she was feeling, and by reorganizing, she began to feel a sense of control and clarity. Return your home is where you spend the majority of your time, and it should feel like a place of comfort, not a source of stress. You don't need to overhaul everything at once. Start with small steps, clearing the hallway, organizing surfaces, or creating a system to keep essentials accessible. These little efforts can create a space that nurtures your peace of mind and helps you feel more in control of your surroundings. A tidy, organized home brings a sense of calm and clarity to the mind as well. Your space should be your sanctuary, reflecting the peace you deserve in your life. Another aspect that tends to get overlooked when living alone is time without the structure of work or family routines. It's easy for days to start blending together, leaving you feeling adrift and unsure of which day it even is. This lack of structure can lead to a sense of disorientation and even loneliness, making it seem like time is slipping away without meaning. However, you can reclaim that time and infuse each day with a bit more purpose by creating a simple structure. One man's story stands out. He found himself falling into a routine of inactivity. After retiring unsure of how to fill his days, he decided to make a change by setting up a simple weekly routine: grocery shopping on a certain day, a morning walk each day, and a few hours dedicated to hobbies. These small, regular activities gave his day structure, grounding him and making him feel more connected to the flow of life. Adding even small routines to your day can bring a sense of rhythm and purpose. Maybe you set a time each morning to enjoy coffee on your porch, or perhaps you plan a weekly outing, even if it's just a drive to a local park. These little rituals create a framework that keeps you anchored and allows you to look forward to something. Each day, taking control of your time doesn't mean scheduling every moment, but rather creating gentle markers that add meaning to your days. Then there's the question of sentimental items. Over the years, we accumulate so many mementos, objects that remind us of precious moments, loved ones, and the life we've built. These items can be deeply comforting, yet holding on to too many can turn your home into a space that feels heavy and cluttered. There's a fine line between treasuring memories and allowing possessions to weigh down your spirit. One particularly touching story was of a woman who had difficulty parting with her late husband's belongings. She kept everything from clothes to papers, feeling that letting go of them was like losing him all over again. But over time, she realized that holding on to so many items was keeping her from moving forward with the help of her children. She sorted through her husband's things, keeping only the items that truly held deep meaning. The process was emotional, but as she let go of what she didn't need, her home began to feel lighter, and she found herself ready to embrace new memories and experiences. If you're struggling with sentimental clutter, consider keeping a few cherished items while letting go of the rest. Perhaps take photos of certain objects to remember them by, without needing to keep the physical item. Letting go isn't about erasing the past. It's about making room for the future by lightening the physical load. You're also lightening the emotional one, allowing yourself the freedom to enjoy your present while carrying the memories that matter most in your heart. Another crucial point is emergency preparedness. When living alone, being ready for unexpected situations can be the difference between calm and panic emergencies. Whether it's a power outage, a medical event, or a natural disaster can feel incredibly isolating. When there's no one there to help, preparing ahead of time gives you control over these situations, ensuring you feel secure no matter what happens. One story that struck me was about a man who went through a harsh winter storm that knocked out power across his town. He hadn't prepared much for emergencies, figuring he'd always get by as he had before, but when the power went out, he found himself completely isolated, without a way to charge his phone and lacking any backup lighting. For days he was left in the dark, feeling vulnerable and unprepared. The experience was a wake-up call, and afterward he took steps to make sure he'd never feel that kind of helplessness again. He bought a portable phone charger, stocked up on emergency supplies, and invested in battery-operated lights. These simple measures gave him peace of mind, knowing that he was ready should the unexpected happen again. Preparing for emergencies is an essential act of self-care, especially when you live alone. Take the time to put together a list of emergency contacts and keep it in an easy-to-reach place. Gather a small kit of essentials like non-perishable food, bottled water, medications, a flashlight, and a first aid kit. It's also a smart idea to keep your phone charged at all times, and consider getting a power bank so you're never caught off guard. If you live in an area prone to extreme weather, make sure to stock up on essentials and know where you can go for shelter if needed. Taking these steps isn't about living in fear, but about ensuring you have the resources to face challenges calmly and confidently. Being prepared means you're honoring your independence while taking control of your safety. It's a small investment that can make all the difference when it counts most. Now let's talk about another often overlooked area. Financial organization. Managing finances can feel tedious, especially when you're on your own, but staying on top of things is crucial. As you get older, it's easy for paperwork to pile up, bills to go unpaid, or important documents to get misplaced without the accountability of others. Financial disorganization can sneak up quickly and add a layer of stress you don't need. I remember reading a story about a woman who didn't realize how disorganized her finances had become until months had passed, and she finally checked her bank statements. She discovered she had been paying for services she no longer used, and missed payments on bills she thought were already taken care of. The experience left her feeling overwhelmed and uncertain about how to regain control. But with the help of a trusted family member, she was able to sort through the mess, set up a system, and regain her peace of mind. Creating a system for managing your finances doesn't have to be complicated. Set up automatic payments for essential bills like utilities and rent or mortgage, so you're not worrying about due dates each month. Try to check your bank statements regularly, even if just once a month, to keep an eye on any unexpected charges. Gather your important documents like bank statements, wills and insurance policies, and keep them organized in one accessible place. If managing everything on your own feels overwhelming, don't hesitate to ask for help from a trusted friend, family member, or even a financial advisor. Seeking support isn't a sign of weakness. It's a smart way to protect your financial health and give yourself peace of mind. When you take control of your finances, you're doing more than managing money. You're setting yourself up to live freely without the worry of overlooked bills or misplaced accounts hanging over your head. With organization, you can focus on the parts of life that bring you joy, knowing that the practical aspects are taken care of. Now let's shift gears to discuss safety within your home, especially if you're planning to live independently as you age. A safe home environment is crucial, and the best way to start is by assessing potential risks in each room. Think of it as creating a future-proof space where you can live with comfort and ease. Walk through each room, especially high-traffic areas like hallways, stairs, and the kitchen, and identify anything that might be a hazard. Loose rugs, clutter, or poorly lit areas might seem harmless, but these can easily lead to accidents. Lighting, especially in stairways and bathrooms, is often overlooked, but makes a significant difference. Dimly lit areas can be hazardous, especially at night. Consider adding nightlights in hallways and brighter bulbs in stairways or entryways to help you navigate with ease at any time of day. And remember, your needs may change over time. Regularly reassessing your home can help you stay on top of things and make adjustments as needed. By keeping your living environment safe and well lit, you're protecting your comfort and well-being, allowing you to feel secure in your space. Another small but impactful change is installing grab bars and handrails in key areas of your home. As we age, our balance and mobility can shift, making these supports invaluable. The bathroom in particular is a place where many accidents happen, so consider installing grab bars near the toilet and inside the shower or tub. They offer stability in slippery areas, giving you confidence as you go about your routine. Similarly, adding handrails to both sides of stairways is an easy way to ensure you have support. If your balance wavers, it's about creating a secure environment that allows you to move freely, knowing there are measures in place to keep you safe. These changes are more than safety features. They're investments in your independence, allowing you to maintain a secure and accessible home. The bathroom is another area where a few thoughtful adjustments can go a long way. Slippery surfaces and tight spaces make it a high-risk area, but with some simple additions, you can turn it into a safer and more comfortable place. Start by adding non-slip mats inside the shower and on the bathroom floor. These mats provide extra grip, reducing the risk of slipping. A shower chair is another great addition. It allows you to sit comfortably while bathing, taking away the risk of standing on wet surfaces. Another simple yet effective adjustment is a raised toilet seat, which makes sitting down and standing up easier and reduces strain on your knees and back. For added convenience, consider using a handheld shower head. It gives you more control and flexibility, making your bathing routine smoother and safer. These modifications aren't just about preventing accidents, they're about creating a bathroom space that supports your independence and lets you move through your day with confidence. The kitchen too holds many hidden risks, but with a few adjustments, you can create a safer, more functional space. Start by organizing your kitchen so that frequently used items are within easy reach. Instead of storing essentials in high cabinets that require stretching or climbing, place them on lower shelves or in pull-out drawers. This reduces the strain on your body and minimizes the risk of falls or overreaching. Using L-handled utensils and oven mitts can also help you avoid burns by giving you a bit more distance from hot surfaces, and whenever possible, opt for using the microwave over the stove as it poses fewer risks. Another key element of kitchen safety is having a fire extinguisher within reach and knowing how to use it. Cooking accidents can happen in an instant, and being prepared with a fire extinguisher provides that extra layer of safety. Simplifying your kitchen setup isn't just about preventing accidents. It's about creating a space where you can enjoy cooking with confidence and ease. Beyond physical safety, technology has become a powerful tool for supporting independent living. As we age in recent years, technological advancements have made it easier than ever to maintain independence. While ensuring help is only a moment away, personal emergency response systems, PE for example, can be worn as necklaces or bracelet, allowing you to call for help with a simple push of a button. If you experience a fall or have a medical emergency, assistance is right there, giving you the comfort of knowing you're not alone in a time of need. Other forms of smart home technology are also excellent for enhancing safety. Motion sensor lights are a practical addition, illuminating dark areas like hallways and bathrooms as soon as you enter. These lights not only help prevent trips and falls, but also provide a sense of security, especially at night. And for those managing multiple medications, medication management apps can be a lifesaver. They send reminders and help you keep track of your dosage schedule, ensuring that you never miss a dose. Embracing technology in this way doesn't mean sacrificing independence. It enhances it, making your life safer and your daily routines more manageable. Staying connected with family and friends is also an essential aspect of independent living. Regular communication with loved ones isn't just comforting, it's a safety net. Establishing a routine for check-ins, whether through daily or weekly phone calls or video chats, helps ensure that everything is going well at home. These connections are also a way to share the highs and lows of life, keeping you emotionally fulfilled, while ensuring someone knows if you need help. If distance or mobility is an issue, technology can bridge the gap. Video chats enable you to see and speak with family members, even when they're miles away, helping you feel connected regardless of the physical distance. Additionally, you might find it helpful to ask family members to set reminders for important tasks like doctor's appointments or medication refills, offering you an extra layer of support. Beyond family, connecting with the wider community through local groups or activities is another way to nurture social bonds. Whether it's a hobby group, a book club, or a volunteer organization, staying socially active keeps you engaged and supported by a network of people who care. Planning for emergencies is another vital part of maintaining safety. When living alone, emergencies can happen without warning, and having a clear plan in place can make all the difference. Creating a comprehensive emergency plan, complete with contact information for family members, neighbors, and local emergency services, is a good first step. Keep this information in a visible, easily accessible spot, so that you or someone else can quickly find it if needed. Additionally, gather important items like medical records and a list of medications and keep them in a place where they can be easily accessed in an emergency. Having a designated spot for these items, along with essentials like a flashlight, bottled water, and a few snacks, ensures you're ready for unexpected events. Practice this plan with family members or caregivers to ensure everyone knows what to do in an emergency. This proactive step allows you to feel prepared no matter what life throws your way and empowers you to face challenges with calm and confidence. We've covered a lot so far, and I hope you're feeling empowered to make these changes that can bring more comfort and security into your life. One last piece I want to emphasize is the importance of reflection on what truly makes your life feel fulfilling. Living alone brings a unique opportunity to shape your days in a way that honors your desires, values, and needs, rather than feeling bound by routines set by others. This time in your life is a chance to reconnect with what makes you feel genuinely happy and at peace. So let's talk about a few simple ways to enhance the experience of living alone. First, consider incorporating small rituals that bring joy into your daily routine. This could be as simple as brewing a cup of tea each morning and enjoying it by a window where the sun shines in. Perhaps it's taking a few minutes to stretch and breathe deeply, starting your day with a moment of peace. Or maybe it's writing down a few things you're grateful for each night, allowing yourself to close the day with a sense of contentment. Another story that stands out to me is of a gentleman who decided to dedicate 1 hour each evening to a hobby he loved, woodworking for years. He had put his hobbies aside to focus on family and work. But with this extra time, he rediscovered the joy of creating something with his hands. That 1 hour each evening brought him peace, satisfaction, and a renewed sense of purpose. Little moments like these, dedicated to things that bring you joy, can fill your days with a quiet contentment that nourishes the spirit. As we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect on how far you've come and how much you've achieved. Living independently is something to be immensely proud of, and the life experiences you've gathered are a treasure. This stage of life is not about slowing down or fading away. It's about celebrating all you've learned, all you have to offer, and embracing the freedom that comes with age. You're wiser, stronger, and more resilient than ever. And now is the time to use that wisdom to create a life filled with peace, joy, and connection. Each of these adjustments, from staying socially connected and maintaining a safe environment to cultivating small daily joys, is about crafting a life that serves and supports you. Life may look different now, but it is no less meaningful. The choices you make today can bring a world of difference to your well-being tomorrow. And if you're still here, watching until the end, I want to thank you. Your presence, your engagement, it means so much. By taking these lessons to heart, you're giving yourself the gift of a safer, more joyful, and more fulfilling life. If you found value in this journey we've taken together, please consider liking this video, sharing it with someone who might benefit, and subscribing for more content that supports your journey. Living alone doesn't mean being alone. Your life is woven with connections, memories, and stories that continue to give it depth and richness. Embrace your independence with confidence, and know that you have the strength to shape this stage of your life in ways that bring you happiness and fulfillment. Remember, every day is a new opportunity to live with purpose, to savor the moments, and to find joy in the freedom you've earned. Thank you for being here, for sharing this time with me. May your days ahead be filled with laughter, health, and the quiet contentment of a life well lived.